And away they go. Queensland running from left to right in their maroon. New South Wales receiving the ball. Bretnell in possession. He's playing on the left wing. The Canterbury Bankstown centre. Thompson at dummy half. There's Hamley's first touch, and he got a high one right on. Back to Graham Eadie. Big Artie comes pouring through. It's not a great kick. Bouncing around, taken by Scott. Some of the New South Wales players were close to being offside there. They're just inside New South Wales half. That could have been 6 to go. The referee missed the fact that it was touched by a New South Wales player in the play of the ball. Lang, the bust, right through the middle of the New South Wales pack, stops, drops, and the movement dies. Should have linked with his outside men. Bit of kicking going on there, holding down, penalty. Graham Wynn being spoken to. Get off. You'll get used to the signals of Billy Thompson. They're all quick fire. And there he is, touching his mouth now, indicating there was a bit of back chat too. We had a smoke bomb in the middle of the field, or a smoke flare, indicating for a parachutist. And the smoke really went all directions. Meninga. High. 2 points. Queensland first blood after 2 minutes. It's a terrible looking scrum. Well, if we could take shots of the referee when he's giving his signals, we'd see these weird and wonderful... That ruling was that the New South Wales front row didn't pack in square on. And Billy Thompson's gyrations, you've got to have seen a bit of him to understand what the signals are. But whichever way you look at it, it's another penalty to Queensland within kicking distance. Barry, it's been a hard game in the sense of physical contact. I believe myself that the referee's allowing a little bit too much to go on. I think it could turn a bit nasty.
Well, there's no doubt about that, as you say, Rex. I don't think it's all scores being settled, but there's plenty of stick out there. Just a moment ago before this penalty, Arthur Beetson came through rather quick and laid into Tommy Radonicus, not with a punch, but a rather heavy tackle. And this has been the story for the last 10 minutes or so.
Well, Arthur's had a little bit of... he'll need a bit of needle and thread work on those. There's a fair bit of ample derriere in there, and if it falls out, it could be horrifying. Just outside the quarter, 20 metres in from the sideline. Meninga. Very nice striker of the ball. There's another one. 4-0. Bob Cooper, who's not been so involved in the opening part of this game. That should be a New South Wales ball. No, Queensland still. A bit slow to react and get to that one. Beats him. Stood up in the tackle, unloaded well to Lang. Lang got it away to Morris. Morris, a nice pass out to Bostead. He's left it behind. There's a high tackle on him too. Still Queensland with the ball. New South Wales reacting very slowly to loose ball lying around on the ground. Graham Wynn limping badly. Just keep your eye on him, Barry, will you? Number 9. He's hobbling up now, and he's been left for dead. Bostead tripped over him, actually. He can hardly walk at the moment. We might see a replacement there. He's got a heavy knock to the right hip, and there's a passenger at this time. Oliphant. Smith. Back to Oliphant. A little bit of a right hand went in there from Cooper. Oliphant should have been penalised for walking off the mark. Cooper beats him back inside to Hancock. Dribbled a pass over there. It's gone to ground. Who's got it? New South Wales on the halfway line. Well, he just got up and dropped it, and the referee's not watching and allowed play to go on. God bless my soul. Well, we've got referees out here that can miss things like that. Craig Young. Well, there you are. For those doubting Thomases that said they wouldn't get stuck in, Craig Young's been picked up bodily and thrown back. Cronin, beautiful pass. Eadie flicked it nicely to Cronin. Cronin on the boil. This goes up midfield. Now he's got it back to Lease. Lease has got it away to Edge. Edge out to Brendel. It's a try, is it? Yes. It's a try. First try to New South Wales. And Brendel the scorer, but splendid work initially by Cronin. Cronin was the man totally involved in that try. And see it again. Now, Rhodonicus held up his pass, and it was well taken initially by Cronin. Then we've got the Eadie injection here and the one-handed flick, and back to Cronin. So he's really done a huge amount in this try. And then the nice pass to Lease, backing up well, and a clever pass from him, quick hands to Edge, who's no slouch as a hooker, and away it goes to Brendel. Good defence there, coming over quickly from Bowstead, but you can see clearly he got the ball down from head on. See it again. Now that pass was miraculously pulled in by Cronin. Eadie's dummy, and this one-handed flick. Away to Cronin again. The defence fell for his one-handed pass, or his one-handed dummy. And Stephen Edge did so well there. Kicking into a slight breeze. He struck that magnificently. It's a beautiful kick. Oh, just fell short by a foot. Meninga, little low kick. Lease knocks it backwards. Gives it to Eadie. Eadie elects to kick. Morris runs into him. Scott touched it. All New South Wales onside now. Edge, one of the tacklers. And Alan Thompson. Brad Backers come into midfield from the wing. Lang, Oliphant, Meninga. Five metres from halfway. Oliphant beats him, a run around. That pass looked forward from Oliphant on there to Hancock. Oliphant switching direction. Put it away to Reddy. One-handed pass back to Morris. Reddy's rather miraculous at that, the way he can unload a ball. And that's the 6. Good defence from New South Wales. Queensland errors situation, or the error situation for the match. Queensland have created 4. New South Wales have created 2. That's the number of times each side has given the ball back to the opposition. Well, there's Billy Thompson right in the middle of the scrum. Can he get out? Craig Young says to him, get off. Well, you know, it's butting. Beatson's had an arm torn out of his jumper. Having a bit to say. Steve Rogers now will kick for touch on the grandstand side. Magnificent crowd here at Lang Park. Absolutely chock-a-block on the sides and the grandstands. Ends just a little bit of space, but a magnificent crowd. Now, New South Wales trailing by the point. Anderson. Edge. Hamley on the burst. Into the quarter. Big Bob Cooper has not got himself involved in this game as much as one would have thought. Craig Young. Beautiful pass to Cooper there. Out to Eadie. About 20 yards out. He's lost the ball. Ready. Not ready. New South Wales in it again. There's a little bit of an altercation going on. Referee trying to stop it. Watching play. He's going to watch a try being scored if he's not careful from too far away. Craig Young. Heavy, strong defence there. Stephen Edge wrapped up 10 metres out. Craig Young. Cronin inside, but gives it out to Brendel on the outside, and that's good defence. Edge goes from dummy half. Good tackle from Hancock, puts him away. Lease, Wynn, seems to have recovered, caught by one leg, and that's the 6. Touch judges in. Now they're at it. The natives are definitely restless. Beatson's involved in one altercation, and one of them's riding piggyback on the other side over there. Johnny Lang was on top of Bob Cooper. Now we've got Morris, and who's the one with him? Rod Morris is with who?
I can't see who it is.
Now Meninga's in there trying to pull them apart.
Might have been Graham Eady and Rod Morris, and that was the original blue 3 or 4 minutes ago that we pulled away from to watch the possible try.
Well, there's Morris being called out and Eady being called out. Only one touch judge. No, they're both there.
I think you'll find this particular blue was Wynne and Beetson. There they are, Beetson. Wynne got up and...
well, there's Beetson and...
I think Wynne hit Oliphant and then Beetson's retaliated.
Beetson and Hamley originally there. There's a little bit of a right hand that hit about the kneecap. Jumpers involved. The funny bit, if there's a funny bit, was Johnny Lang, number 12, on the right-hand side. Piggyback on top of Eady. Yeah, Stephen Eady said, well, get the hell out of there. There's no way I can get into that scrum, so he pulled himself right out of the middle of it. I'm not very impressed with Billy Thompson's refereeing tonight, to be quite honest. Not impressed with it at all. He's getting ordinary scrums.
Hamley and Morris, a bit of a punch-up after that scrum.
And Thompson's inability to control the spite among some of the players, in my view, has led to some of the altercation. There's Hancock on the burst. Oh, and only the strength there and size of Brentnell, the wing three-quarter, was able to hold him back. Lang. Lewis. Good scoring opportunity for Queensland here. Well, that should be a penalty to Queensland. Oliphant. Oh, and a bad pass along the ground there, but Scott's got it. He's come on the burst within about 9 metres, right underneath the post. Last tackle coming up. What'll it be, a bomb, or will they take the tackle? Oliphant runs, turns it back inside to Reddy. Reddy goes across field. A long floating pass out to Meninga. Meninga and Rogers come together, and Rogers wins that battle. That's the 6th. Rodonicus feeds the scrum. It's in and out. It's a bad scrum. We don't need English style of refereeing as far as scrummaging is concerned, I promise you. Craig Young, long floating pass out to Anderson's gone behind him. It's over towards the sideline and over the sideline. Well, that's out of character for Craig Young. Throw a wild pass to a winger 10 metres from his line. That is not his St George form. Queensland ball. Lewis standing out. The lock forward. Ready. Beautiful pass. Magnificently taken too. There's Eady's taken a player out of the line there. Meninga's the man with it. Now to Oliphant. Tries to burrow his way like a little rabbit through the middle of the ruck there. Cooper was the tackler. Lewis beats it. Bad pass. Oh, Anderson very nearly intercepted that. Knocked back. Ready from dummy half. Still 15 metres out. 4-3. Queensland lead. 2 penalties to a try. Beetson on the blind side of the ruck. Back inside to Lewis. Lewis, quick hands. Out to Smith now it goes. To Meninga. Out to Close. Close is round his man. Got it away to Bostad. And Bostad's in the corner. It's a great try. Good work, Queensland. Splendid work. The crowd have gone absolutely berserk here at Lang Park. As well they should. They don't see their wing three-quarters scoring tries like that very often. And they love it. See it again. Clever work here. The good quick pass there. Out to Smith. Meninga, nice quick hands. And look at Rogers beaten there by Close. Got outside him. And Little Boosted's carrying the ball in the correct arms to use the left hand as a fend. And to Rogers' credit, he did come again and try to go on with the tackle from head on. You'll see the way Rogers was beaten a little bit more clearly. Good pass there. Clever stuff. Little bits of subtlety like that are needed in Queensland. Now, Rogers came up too quickly, and a slight change of direction was all that was required. Eadie's tackle was evaded. Oh, he struck that beautifully. This is a great goal. Look at that, right over the black dot or the red dot. And there's the scoreline that the fans love up here at Lang Park. 9 points to 3. Cronin. Again, straight to Scott, but he drops it behind him. Oh, he's made a meal of that. Well, he's been playing very well, Scott, and it's a pity that he's made such a terrible, diabolic mess of taking a simple kick. And if New South Wales come up with this ball, they're on strong attack. Well, Thompson, the referee, is waving the Queensland three-quarters back, but he shouldn't do that. A referee's there to rule on fact. He should penalise, or there's no necessity for him to say anything. Now, watch the arm signals. Crooked feed. 7 minutes to half-time. Scrums, Queensland 5, New South Wales 4. The penalties, Queensland 4, New South Wales 3. Cronin. Beautiful kick. Yes. A great goal. We've been privileged to see some magnificent goal kicking tonight. And New South Wales at 6s and 7s at the moment, all in a bunch as Eadie comes on the burst, and he's busted them. Looks to support, got it away to Leeson. Nice step, but he trips over the legs of the tackler. Good backing up by Leeson. Eadie is having a little, or being kicked by a Queensland player, Johnny Lang. Rogers. The hooter will go any second. There it goes. And the referee should allow play to proceed to the next dead ball, but at the half-time break, we've got a scoreline that reads Queensland 9, New South Wales 5. The try to Queensland scored by Boosted, 3 goals from 3 attempts to Mal Meninga. For the New South Wales side, Greg Brentnell a try, 1 goal from 2 attempts to Mick Cronin. The scrums have gone 6-4 in Queensland favour. The penalties have been 5-all. Back in just a moment with all the action of the second half of this match between New South Wales and Queensland from Lang Park in front of a capacity crowd. He's been pinged for it. Well, Tom just took the odds to that. I think he thought that Thompson had let him get away with anything, but that was straight in the second row. Unashamedly. Great goal. They're all hard. And that moves it along to a fairly comfortable situation. Meninga. 3 penalty goals and a goal. He's kicked from 4 attempts. Smith. Nicely to Scott. Scott makes the half break. And a penalty going against Craig Young for tripping. I didn't see that, Barry.
No, I missed it.
Out on the right-hand side, the ball was well away. Now, this does give Meninga a kick still within his range. Very deliberate, small paces on the way back. A model of concentration. Little shuffle. And then it's all done so easily and simply. And look at that, beautiful again. That's 5 from 5. Meninga gets a touch on the hand as well he should from Lewis, the lock forward. That was another great goal. Morris beats him. Oh, got a clever pass away there to Bostead. He didn't have quite enough side space to operate in, but he did very well, did Beatson, to unload that one. Brentnell. Now let's see that incident again. I don't know that there was a kick in it, but there was a penalty. He certainly seemed to lunge at Bostead. See it again as he gets up. Yes, a little bit of a right knee. Well, I've seen players sent off for less. Mr. Thompson taking a fairly liberal view. Brentnell should watch himself for the next time he handles the ball. They'll certainly, I would think, be a get square. Hancock. 13-5, Queensland lead. 12 and a half minutes of the second half. Morris all over Stone there like the plague. Beats him. Beautiful pass back to Lang. Unloads to Meninga. Nicely to Close. Close accelerates and does beautifully right through the gap. He's been leading pointless. It's under the post for him. One to the right. A great try from a standing start. This big fella would be a sensation in Sydney football. See it again. It started with a Lang pass to Beatson, then back again. Now Lang selectively gives it to Meninga. Meninga stands up, and Close is actually standing still. He's 30 metres out. He evades two defenders there, and I must say, gave Eadie a hell of a time. That's not Eadie defence. Graham Eadie didn't get within a bull's roar of him. It'll show even worse on the head-on. And the Queensland crowd loving every minute of it. Now watch this again. I point out the standing start situation. Actually, he slipped. Evaded Jim Lease. Well, yes, indeed. The crowd loving every minute of it. And down he goes to the applause of the crowd. Edge. Hamley. Now we're going to have a Queensland player caution for a head high.
Arthur Beaton.
See it again. Any more? And he says, and you're off. Well, hold it up. Cronin. Well, there's another head high. The referee's missed that one. Again from Arthur. Thompson. Beautiful run from Cooper on the burst, but he can't release his arms. He's dropped the ball. No, he hasn't. Well, Thompson's just not watching the play of the ball. He's watching and warning players to stand onside, and that's not part of his function. He doesn't have to warn players. He penalises them if they're offside. This is a very ordinary refereeing performance. Rodonigas. Hamley. Taken high again. There's a try to Rodonigas. Off a Stephen Edge pass. Rodonigas right underneath the post. No, the crowd are not applauding that. We're on the replay now. See it again. Nothing dramatic about it. It was good grafting football. They've got New South Wales up to there. Rodonigas. And the kick at goal is successful from Cronin. Yeah, well, the referee's letting them both sides get away with too much. Lease. Stone. Rowan Hancock. Stone having a minor altercation. Referee taking his eyes off the play again as he rushes into caution two players. Excuse me. Rodonigas. Eadie. He's had the ball stolen from him.
Molly Lewis has the ball for Queensland.
Well, Eadie not living up to his reputation up here, and a penalty against New South Wales again for being inside the 5. This gives Meninga a much more difficult shot at goal, but very well within his range. So attempt number 7 coming up. He's been successful with 6. He's 10 metres out from the quarter line. He's 13 metres in from the sideline. The crowd is hushed. I think he sliced that. Yeah, sliced it right over the middle. There he goes, Meninga. Rodonigas. Thompson. Eadie. Anderson comes back inside. Now to Cuba. Cuba. This Queensland defence has got to be marvelled at tonight. They've done heroic deeds in the last 15 minutes. Rodonigas. Cronin. The pass has gone astray. Queensland's got it. Knock on, of course. The crowd are not in the least bit concerned with the proprieties of the game. They just wanted to see a runaway try. They're going to see a Queensland victory without doubt, 20 points to 10. Trying to get an official crowd. A little bit of a brawl started, a little bit of a flurry in the dying moments. Lang down on the broad of his back. Might have been the safest place then. Time, fresh run out for New South Wales. A kick for touch. The crowd chanting, Artie, Artie, Artie. And he's given a wholehearted 100% tonight, Big Arthur, as indeed of all the New South Wales Welshmen in the Queensland side. It's been a torrid, hard, tough encounter. And those that said that State of Origin matches would be pansy affairs have got egg all over their face. Beaton. Morris. In the dying moments, he shows he's still got a bit left. Calling for it at the blind side of the ruck. Hancock, Beatson, ready. Knock on. The hooter will go. And this crowd will go off their brains. They're already around the inside of the ground at the southern end. Last scrum of the match. Penalty to New South Wales. It'll do them no good. There's the hooter. The crowd comes on. The referee has called the game off. Eadie's kick finds the touch, and you can see from the rockets are going off, setting up rockets over on the grandstand side. We've had scenes of jubilation like this. Somebody could get hurt out there. The players are in very severe danger of being mobbed and molested. There must be by now 1,000 kids on the field.